Hello and welcome to Sessions with Judith John. In this video session today, we're going to see the lesson for class 12 from Vista's textbook, On the Face of It. Before we go into it, we should surely know enough about the author. So the author is Susan Hill. Why are we talking about the author? Although you may not have a direct question in your exam except for the name Susan Hill, who has written this story or play on the face of it. We should know because whatever an author writes, they bring out their own life or their experiences, their feelings. Now, if you look at this play on the face of it, particularly, the very statement, it's a phrase actually, not a statement, it's a phrase on the face of it. What is on the face of it? Superficially, what you can see on top may not always be true. There is something true if you go beneath it. So it's this that the author brings out here, because in her life also she has suffered some loneliness and isolation, which she brings out in the story. So that's why her life is also important. You can Google out to find a little more about Susan Hill if you're interested. But otherwise, we'll go on to the lesson. So, On the Face of It by Susan Hill, and the characters are Mr. Lamb, an old man with a tin leg. I have used some pictures here only for representation purpose and as nothing else, with due credit from where I have downloaded. So then we have Derry, a 14-year-old boy with the side of his face burnt with acid. And then we have Derry's mother, who's got a very small role to play otherwise in the play itself. The venue, the whole play has three scenes, scene 1, 2, and 3. Scene 1 and 3 are in Mr. Lamb's garden, and scene 2 is in Derry's house. Scene 1 is the longest. Now, if you look at this lesson on the face of it, which is a play, is almost a conversation between just two people, that's Mr. Lamb and Derry. The question is raised on who can be whose friend. Why will an old man talk to a young boy of 14 years? Is there an age limit to make a friend? How do we become friends? We just become friends because we have something in common. We are able to share something in common, or we are able to empathize and understand. And that's what friendship is about. It's not about age, it's not about color, it's not about any other kind of discrimination. So let's see what brings these two people here together, Derry and Lamb. His name is Derek actually, which is being called Derry, and Mr. Lamb. And the whole lesson almost is a long conversation between these two people. The mother comes in a little just to show what kind of relationship he shares with his mother, and that he has a great rapport with Mr. Lamb, with whom he interacts just once. Well, let's see a little more about the story before we go into the textbook. So, On the Face of It by Susan Hill, and the theme is the play deals with a sense of loss, a sense of isolation, and how to overcome it. Now, the most important thing is how to overcome it. The actual pain caused by a physical impairment, it is often much less than the sense of isolation felt by the person. It brings out discrimination based on disability and what unites two people together as friends. If we look at in society in general, how are the physically disabled people treated or the differently abled people treated? They are not easily accepted in society. They are not allowed to live a normal life in most cases. Even their own family shuns them, or because of a lot of awareness today, we see they are better accepted. There are job opportunities, and even in study and workplaces, there are facilities made for them. But here you will see the problems that they face and how they want to be accepted by society as normal human beings. So let's look at the title on the face of it, which means that something seems to be good or true. It's a phrase you say on the face of it when you are describing how something seems when it is first considered, in order to suggest that people's opinion may change when they know or think more about the subject. It's like a book cannot be judged by its cover. So you can't just look at the person and immediately come to a judgment. We have no right to judge other people like that. When you really interact with them, spend time with them, you may come to, a lot more will be revealed about the person and you may really fall in love. So the backdrop of the play is the consequences of physical impairment on the affected person's body, mind and soul. Now, when we talk about any physical impairment, it's not only what you see on the body, it also affects their mind and their behavior and the way they interact and approach people. The actual pain and inconvenience caused by the disabilities is often much less than the sense of alienation felt by the disabled person, because we alienate them from society, or the way we look at them. Everyone stares at them, looks at them a second time at least. So here Mr. Lamb and Derry are two characters who are affected, and through their conversation, the perspective of each is unfolded. All right, now what happens when an old man, he's experienced, he knows, he has lived with a problem, okay, that he doesn't have one leg and he has only a tin leg attached. And for Derry, he is very young. He hasn't yet seen much of the world. So what are his problems? How he looks at it? How he's going to really feel about, his burnt face? I'm sure that we have read and seen in our neighborhood or study or workplace, uh, individuals who have certain problems physically, that they are differently abled. So we may have had personal interaction with them and how we deal with them, and maybe our perspective will change after we see this lesson over here. So it's not only about preparing for your exam. So what is the value or message? I put in a lot over here because I feel every lesson is a lesson for life. Now here what we are reading should really affect us as people. So first of all, to make sensible conversation, not judge a person by his looks or at one go. Overcome loneliness. That's very important. All of us should. And respond positively to inconveniences caused by physical impairment. You have a problem, you can become very pessimistic, drown yourself in it, or you can also just shake yourself up and look at it positively, all right, and respond positively. Empathizing with the affected people. Now, this is an important quality that all of us must really develop if we really don't have. How to behave in adverse situations. Even see, life is not going to be smooth all the time. So even when there are adverse situations, to develop feelings of empathy and interest in social issues with concern. Value the gift of real friendship. All right, so value the gift of friendship. If you really have good friends, value them. Treat all as human beings without any discrimination, based on whatever differences that you can see, be it color, be it religion, be it the language or dressing or the strata of society. Not to go on looking at just look at the other one as human being. All right. And even if you are being hurt, affect positively, like Mr. Lamb, sorry, Mr. Lamb. Mr. Lamb in the lesson is a whole picture of positivity in spite of all the negative things that has happened to him in life. So develop that courage, okay, to stand up and fight against inferiority complex and pessimism. Any kind of disability or any problem that you have in your life should not hamper your growth. Just go ahead with a positive attitude. So here we are. I'll just give you a little bit about the story before we move into the textbook. Now here you can see in the picture, again for representation purposes, I've used a few pictures. You can see that Mr. Lamb has a huge garden, a huge house and trees Especially he mentions the crab apple tree here. That's what I've tried to show. I've also put the picture of a ladder to show how he uses a ladder to climb up in spite of him having only one leg and using the tin leg as a support to climb trees, on the ladder, get the apples, the crab apples down. Okay, and he makes jams and jelly with it and gives it to children who come to the garden. Now, what is very special about Mr. Lamb's life is that no one, he lives alone in that big house. The windows and doors are always open. The gate to the garden is also open. He spends most of his time outside in the garden. He talks to the bees and the birds and whatever he can see around, even to the plants and trees. He keeps himself busy by reading a lot of books, which he says he's got a lot of books at home in his house. Okay, and then he is this lonely man actually, but because he keeps the gate open, people come inside, children come in to walk in the garden or play over there, and they when they come, he gives them toffees, he gives them these crab apples to eat, he gives them jam and jelly and all, and tries to make friends. Although when he walks down the road, people and even children laugh at him and call him Lamey Lamb and make fun of him because he cannot walk properly as he has a tin leg, he is slightly lame. All right, where even with the support of the tin leg, he has to struggle a little. He lost maybe his leg in war, and this is the life that Mr. Lamb is living. And then we have here Derry entering this garden. Now, while the gate is open, what does Derry do? Derry, the 14-year-old boy, he comes and jumps over the wall and enters the garden. Okay, the ladder is important, so I have tried to put a ladder here in this picture, and also you can see the picture of the crab apple tree here with a lot of the crab apples, and I put an old man there with to show Mr. Lamb in the garden. Now Mr. Lamb is here and sitting, and he can see Derry jumping over the wall and entering his garden. He comes there, and so Mr. Lamb says the gate is open. Why should you even jump over the wall? And then he asks, why have you noticed me? And then they strike a conversation. And you will see how Derry is being so very pessimistic, so very negative for every with these details we will see as and how we go with the textbook page open, which I'll be doing it soon. And so you will see here how Mr. Lamb keeps himself occupied, happy, and so positive in spite of the negativity around. And Derry, exactly the opposite. Then we have a lot of conversations. Both of them sit and talk and talk and talk. And during the whole process of the conversations, you can see life-changing statements of Mr. Lamb, which brings about a transformation in Derry. All right. So they're sitting in the garden talking. Let's see. So, and there we have that at the end of the story, very sadly, Mr. Lamb dies. But although he dies, he leaves back something for this child. He changes this child. He makes him into a very positive person, a person who starts loving his life. Now that's what is important. And for now, I would request you to keep your textbook open because I will be showing you the textbook page open, and you can along with me mark all the important things which will help you in your exam preparation. So once you mark in your textbook, then it will be easy for you when you have to prepare for your exam or test. You don't have to again redo the whole lesson. So keep your textbooks ready. Let's go ahead. So here's the textbook page open, you can see on the screen. And what we are going to do now is quickly, if you can keep your pencils also ready, you will be able to mark and learn properly. A run through of the lesson. Always remember, even for your board exam preparation, knowing that what is in the textbook thoroughly is very important, and questions will be asked on what, based on what. So that is important. So we'll just go ahead with it. We are here on the face of it by Susan Hill, where an old man, Mr. Lamb, and a small boy, okay, Derry, they are meeting in Mr. Lamb's garden. So they just, he enters the garden, okay, and Derry says, I thought it was empty. You can see the highlighted lines which I've highlighted in yellow. So along with it, you can keep following. That's the first entry. He says, I thought it was empty, an empty house. Why? Because the gate's always open, Mr. Lamb says. Only you climb the garden wall. Why should you do so when the gate is open and the house is lying open? There are no curtains on the windows. Now, these are very important things which you should know for the exam, that the house is empty. He mentions all this. The door is open, the gate of to the garden is open, and also there are no curtains drawn on the windows. All right, so as they're going about with the conversation, Derry mentions that he is 14 years old, and Mr. Lamb says there's nothing to be afraid of, just a garden and just me. What's there to be afraid of? And they go on talking. Now, what are the important points you have to note down in their conversation is this. The child says, when I look in the mirror and see it, I'm afraid of me. Why? Because he has one side of his face with burnt with acid, and he is not happy with it. He says that people look at him, they laugh at him, they mock, they don't like him, so he literally hides himself away from people. All right, on the other hand, Mr. Lamb talks about the crab apples and how he makes jelly, and this is a good side time, it's a magic fruit, and so on, all the nice things. So the child is very unhappy, and he says, just like everybody else, you also change the subject. Actually, we should be talking about how ugly I look, and you're just pretending you have not noticed that. Okay, and he also mentions, now you'll see all of Derry's lines, whatever he speaks, the important lines, very pessimistic, very negative. He says, I don't like being with people, any people. I don't like being with people. Why? Because he thinks that they stare at him, that they don't like him, that he looks ugly, and so on. And he says the acid not only, got down all the side of my face. Here you can see this line here. He also says it ate me up. All right, so he is not happy. Look at this picture here with his burnt face, and how he's very unhappy. And Mr. Lamb so calm and composed. He's got a thin leg here, you can see, but still he is not like Derry. He's being very positive. He says, talks about the crab apples in his garden over here. He makes jelly. He's living a very happy life, and he even climbs the ladder and so on. All right. So Mr. Lamb says, I'm just interested. Now, this is the other way around. He says, I'm interested in anybody. Everybody, he says, anyone who comes into my garden. So Derry answers saying, it's rubbish. All right. It's rubbish, he says. Here you can see it's rubbish. Why? He explains. Then Mr. Lamb explains. He says, even weeds. Why? It's a weed garden. So he says nothing you can say is like unimportant and not needed and ugly. No. He says, even a weed garden. Alright, they also have flowers and fruits and herbs and trees and everything is around, and the weeds also grow. So what? Okay. What's the difference? It's all life and it's all growing. Same as you and me, he says. So he wants to make the child feel comfortable, and he wants the child to understand that he doesn't have to be so negative at all in the first place. So he's being so optimistic. So you can see here I have also written the word optimist so that you will make a note of it as you underline the lines or mark the lines, bracket the lines. Okay, he says, I'm old, you're young, you've got a burnt face and I've got a thin leg. What difference does it make? It's okay. So he says it's not a big problem, it's all right. And he also explains to the child, you will see how he has hands and legs and everything, all the body parts intact. So why should he be unhappy with it? All right, then he tries to give again the example of Beauty and the Beast. And you see again Derry coming up with a very, very negative answer of how, in the story, if you know, in the primary school, you would have read Beauty and the Beast, and how the beast actually becomes a handsome prince, changes into a handsome prince in front of the beautiful girl. And he says, I won't change. That's in a story. The beast is becoming a handsome prince. Will I change? I won't. My burnt face will still be there. And he says, no one even wants to see me. My mother, even if she kisses me on the side of the cheek where, the burnt mark is not there. On the other side, she kisses.
So where is it? So he's so disgusted, he's so unhappy, and you will see how Mr. Lamb takes him through. And Derry says, look at all those people who are in pain and brave and never cry, never complain, and don't feel sorry for themselves. Okay, so that's something else they all say like this. But that is not the truth, he says. Okay, now he also adds on and says, everyone comments and says, that's a face only a mother can love. So when they look at my face also, this is the comment I get. I am not really happy with it. Okay. He's frustrated. You can see here when he says that, and I've added that word here so that you will understand that. So you believe everything you hear then. Now Mr. Lamb makes him think the other way. Alright? Keep your ears shut. Says, why should you listen to everything that people say? Is it necessary? No, not needed. People say things, that is their wish. You don't have to take them in. So Derry replies, now this is a very beautiful line here. You're peculiar. You say peculiar things. Now this is the beginning of the liking, of striking friendship. This line where he's showing interest in talking to Mr. Lamb. I have a hive of bees, and he talks about the bees buzzing. Okay. He says they're not buzzing, they're humming, they're also singing. That is their song. So each one has their own song. So that's what he says. Even weeds, they are important. They live their life. Same way you also live your life, he says. And the bees hum. Okay. So they are also singing. So you can also sing and live your life. Why should you be negative? You'll see here, I don't like being near people when they stare, when I see them being afraid of me, looking at my burnt face. That's what Derry says. So he feels so withdrawn. Over here, you can see I've marked over the lines. Now I've bracketed a whole thing over here and put a star by the side. You please make sure that you read this, because here he talks about how anything can happen to a person anytime. So even if a bus can, you are on the road, a bus can hit you, or you just meet with an accident, you can even breathe in deadly germs and die because of a disease, or even a donkey can come and kick you to death, or anything can happen. All the time you can't be living in fear. You don't have to. A banana skin, you can just be, not having seen it lying on the road, you could even slip and fall. Anything can happen. He gives an example of a person who can shut himself in a room, all right, and if a picture from the wall falls on his head and he dies. So anything is possible, he says. So why should you live in fear at all? That way we cannot be thinking every moment, yeah, I'm going to die. So you he continues with this, and the child is quite taken up, and he says, you say peculiar things, and he's interested now. Okay, so Mr. Lamb says, sit in the sun, read books, enjoy. It's an empty house. But here you will see by the side I have put the word lonely. There will be a question here asked in the exam also about loneliness that Mr. Lamb shows, and that he lives in this empty house. Inside it's full with books and other things, he says. Full. Actually, he is a lonely person, and that's what he's trying to say over here, but he hides it by saying that it's full with books and other things. Derry says, but there aren't any curtains at the windows, he points out. And Mr. Lamb very nicely answers and says, being positive, okay, being a positive person, I'm not fond of curtains. Shutting things out, shutting things in. I like the light and the darkness and the windows open to hear the wind. So this is the way he is overcoming his loneliness. So you can find ways. There are many positive ways of how you can overcome whatever difficulties you have. Do you have any friends? And Mr. Lamb answers, hundreds of them. See here what I have highlighted. Friends everywhere. The gates always open. People keep coming and children keep coming, and there are apples and pears and toffees and honey, and so they all keep coming, and he says, Derry says, I am not your friend. And then Lamb says, no, but you are. So it's up to us to take the other person as a friend or not a friend. So we have to develop this attitude towards others, that to take everyone as a friend. Okay. So there he continues and says, there are some people I hate. No, what is it? No. So Mr. Lamb says you can burn yourself away inside. The thinking like this, the negative thoughts. Negative thoughts will actually burn you away from within. So it's always important to be positive. even from the worst negative situation, we can still take out many positive things. Talk about this COVID situation we are in, stuck in at home, but still there are so many good things happening because of that. We are more with our family. We have come to know our own family better. So there are many other things that can happen. Watching, listening, thinking. Mr. Lamb says, see the many things you can do. I sit here in this garden, I watch, I listen, I think as I read books and all that, or watch the things happening in the garden. So Derry says, I like this place, a garden. I like a house with no curtains. That's nice. So somewhere he's coming to really like everything around, and of course Mr. Lamb and the way he speaks. Mr. Lamb says the gate's always open. So here he's again hinting as we are friends. They're friends, they're talking, you can always come here, you're welcome. But this isn't mine. Again, Derry says this is not mine. For everything, he draws out something negative, the little child. And Mr. Lamb tries to put in again the positivity by saying everything's yours if you want it. What's mine is anybody's. Such a generous, good person. And he says it's yours if you want it. Have it, come, enjoy it. So what? And as the conversation goes on, Derry mentions if you fell and broke your neck, you could lie on the grass and die if you were on your own. No, somewhere this line is very important because this line that Derry says comes true in the end of the story. That is the end of the story, where really Mr. Lamb falls, breaks his neck and dies there. Okay, but he's not alone. He has Derry who will reach there to save him. Something just mine, like this garden. So Derry is somewhere wanting to have this place. He's so happy with it. He's loving the place. Okay, so now here again I've bracketed these lines which are very important. Okay, where Mr. Lamb brings out his loneliness. Some do, some don't. I ask them. I like to learn. I do talk to some. Okay, but he is like he's waiting, watching, listening, sitting here or going there. I'll have to see to the bees. So many things that he keeps doing. He collects the honey. All right, those other people who come here, do they talk to you? So sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. So here also Mr. Lamb is showing his loneliness, but in spite of that he brings out a lot of positivity. All right, so here you will see the changed Derry. Derry from his positive, pessimistic ways, he becomes a positive person, an optimist. A little bit you will see here. So when Derry says, "No, you don't. I like it here. I am going, but I'll come back. I'll come back." You see, you wait. I can run. I haven't got a tin leg. I'll be back. So here he is being very positive. He realizes, yeah, I have nice two good pair of legs strong. I can run. I can go. And I will come back, he says. So now there you can see the little change here of how the child is being very positive. And you will see again now this line which Mr. Lamb says that brings out his loneliness. They never do, though, not them, never do come back. What does he mean? People come and go, but then they don't come back. If I talk to them, if I ask them, many of them, they just say, I'll come back, but they may not come back. You may be one of them. So that's what, again, he shows that loneliness. Now you'll see in Derry's house, he's back in his house. He's trying to meet his mother and talk to his mother and tells his mother, and I want to be there and sit and listen to things, listen and look. Now, all this he wants to do in Mr. Lamb's garden and he wants to go back there. His mother actually objects to it, says, don't go there, and but Derry is a changed person. He says, things that matter, things nobody else has ever said, things I want to think about, and I want to go back there. He's quite stern now in his decision. Okay, and mother says, I forgive you, I don't blame you, I can see how you feel bad with things and all that. But Derry is very strong. He has made up his mind. You'll see here this important thing which I marked with a star. You can also mark in your text. It's got nothing to do with my face and what I look like. I don't care about it. Now he's a totally changed person. He's become very optimistic in his ways. Okay, and he says, because if I don't go back there, I'll never go anywhere in this world again. So, and I want the world, I want it, I want it. All this while he was saying, I don't want. And now, after having had this lovely conversation with Mr. Lamb, all this positivity has come into him and he says, I want the world. And he goes back. But sadly, the end is where when he returns and he says, he shouts, Mr. Lamb, I'm here. And Mr. Lamb has already fallen from the ladder and died. Although it's a sad ending, Mr. Lamb has left back something great for the child. He has changed Derry's life for good. And he's leaving his wonderful garden and house for Derry to enjoy and live. So, what is it that draws Derry towards Mr. Lamb in spite of himself? His positive attitude and his empathy. The way he builds his conversation, the way he gives example and tries to convince. In which section of the play does Mr. Lamb display signs of loneliness and disappointment? I have marked this all over the text. I hope all of you have also marked. What are the ways in which Mr. Lamb tries to overcome these feelings? He does a lot to overcome. He takes everything in a positive manner, makes jelly, jam, collects honey, spends a lot of time in the garden or reading books in his house. He doesn't close the door or the gate to the garden, keeps everything open, never uses curtain. All these are the positive things. And he himself tries to talk to people. Yeah, okay. And the third question is a general one. It could help you in section B. The last one is, yes, Derry changes. He tells his mother that he wants to go back. I think I marked all this very clearly as answer number 4 over here. And you can see here answer to question 4 marked. So you can use these lines for those answers. Hope you have enjoyed the lesson and learned it thoroughly well. Okay, thank you.
So keep watching Sessions with Judith John for more tips and inputs to excel and stand out. You can see the WhatsApp number on which you can contact me. You can also text your doubts and queries in the comment box or mail me at sessionswithjudithjohn@gmail.com for any kind of help, online tutorial and related discussions. You can also contact me at this number for personal online coaching, doubt clearing sessions, any kind of discussions, or even counseling. Welcome. Thank you. God bless you.